All right, guys, this is the second part to section 12-3's lesson on mean, median, and mode. Those are called measures of central tendency. And then range is a measure of dispersion, or how spread out data is. Here's an example in problem 3 in the book. You've got stock A. So this is a stock problem. Stock A has 4 different prices that it sold at in February. 5. So stock A sold at 25, 30, 30, 47, and 28. So this is 5 different days it sold at those 5 different prices. Then you've got stock B, and we're trying to decide which stock we like better. Stock B is 34, 28, 31, 36, and 31. All right, so if you were to figure out the mean or the average of both, this first one, you would end up getting 160 over 5. Add them all up, you get 160 over 5, which is a mean of 32. So the average sales price of this stock for last week was $32. B, the mean was, amazingly enough, 160 over 5. So it had the same mean of 32. And so the question becomes, which stock is better? Well, we use the range to figure that out. The range of this one, the highest price was 47 minus the lowest price of 25. Okay. Well, 47 minus 25 is a range of 22. So that means that there's a pretty high volatility there. The range of this one, the highest priced was 36, and the lowest price was just 28. The range here is 8. So guys, if you had $1 million that you had to invest, where do you feel safer investing your money? Sure, stock A had the highest price one day at 47, but the average price of both was 32, and B doesn't go up and down much as shown by that range. B has a much more stable price. It's a better investment. You can trust the data better. That's one of the things that range tells us, is which one do we trust? And so I would buy B. All right, so let's erase this. And then let's talk a little bit about a graphical view of these types of problems, because you'll get some of these on your Math Excel and on your test as well. Here's what I mean by a graphical problem. We're checking out TVs per home. So just stop and think about how many TVs a lot of people own. Maybe your grandparents just have 1 or at most 2. They're a little bit older. TVs were newer when they were young, so they may not have as many. If your family, if your parents make a good living and you've got a larger house and you're a younger family, you might have as many as 2, 3, or 4 TVs or even more in your home, especially if some of you have them in your own bedroom. So we're statistically looking at these different houses that had it, but they set it up differently. Instead, they do it graphically. Homes with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 TVs. So we're going to look at this based upon that, and the way you can tell is they surveyed all these different homes, and 2 of them had just 1 TV. 4 of them had 2 TVs. 6 of them had 6 TVs. 4 of them had 4 TVs. And 2 of them had 5. All right, so you're supposed to find the mean, median, and mode, and also the range of this data. Okay, so the mean, let's start with that first. How would you find the mean? Well, guys, basically you add up. Well, I may not have enough room right there. Let me do it down on the bottom. To find the mean of this data, you've got to treat each x for the value that it represents. So I've got 2 with 1, so 1 plus 1. I've got 4 with 2. I've got 6 with 3. And you know what? To save space, I can do it this way. Here's another way to save some space on it. And this will help you too as well. If you've got 2 of them times 1 plus 4 of them times the 2 TVs plus 6 people that had 3 TVs plus 4 people that had 4 TVs plus 2 people that had 5 TVs. Now, all of that has to be divided by all the different households that were surveyed. So count up all the X's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And this will give us our mean. So you add all those up and you end up with 54 divided by 18, which is 3. So my mean is equal to 3. Hopefully y'all saw how that was figured out pretty quickly. It's not that hard. It's just a different way of looking at it. Now, the median. The median can be done graphically by just crossing out things. The mode should be pretty obvious. Which one of those 5 choices has obviously the most? 3. But now the mode you can just cancel out. We're going for the center. So this one cancels out that 5. Those 2 ones cancel out both of those 5. These 4 2s cancel out these 4 4s. And then that 3 cancels this 3. This one cancels that one. It's obvious that my median is also going to be 3. Well, now let's look at the range as well. What's the highest value in the range? Well, 5. What's the lowest value in the range? 1. So what is the range? 4. But the range is not that important to me here. Is this good data? Well, let me tell you guys, anytime you get a mean, a median, and a mode, all the exact same thing, that's really good data. That means, on average, most people in this community are going to have 3 TVs. There's no outliers. There's not like one person with 30 TVs, which skews our data. And there's not one person with 0, although that's not really an outlier. That would be pretty close to the normal amount. So this looks like good statistical data, and this is how you would judge this. Now, another thing you can look for is, can you tell that the mean or the median are equal just by looking at the graph? The answer is yes when you have symmetrical data like is shown right here. You see how everything matched up really nice and neat? That symmetrical data told me that the mean and the median are going to be the same. Now, if you have others of these, just remember each X stands for a value, and you just need to calculate it the way we did here. All right, guys, that should give you enough knowledge to be able to do this Math Excel. Sorry I had to split it into 2, but good luck with it. Remember that it is due Friday at 4 o'clock. So you've got an assignment due this Friday. A little bit more this week in terms of work. We're finishing up, but you can finish this one fairly easily. The next assignment may be a little bit newer and more involved. It may take a little bit more time, but it won't be due until Tuesday, and I'll try to get that lesson up soon also. Hope you're having a great week.